Welcome back to Live Impact News. We now want to talk more about the Cyclospora outbreak. We know we've been following this for a while now. We know the CDC has reported now more than 4,000 cases here in the United States since May, with about 300 or more than 300 hospitalizations. So we want to talk more about this. So we want to bring in expert Steve Bradley, who is the president of Cox Farms, to really talk more about greenhouse operations in produce, because we know right now the parasite has been transferred between different produce and not from person to person. So first off, Steve, thanks so much for taking part of your morning to speak with us.
Thank you.
So first, we've been following this outbreak for a while now. Obviously, there might be some people who are maybe skeptical about going to the store to buy maybe produce, salads, that sort of thing. Talk about, your process or operations at Cox Farms and how greenhouse can be different to grow produce.
Yeah, thanks. So our whole business is built around hydroponic greenhouse growing. And one of the many benefits of that is we're able to protect those crops from all of these sort of external factors which limit, the pathways of introduction of contaminants and pathogens, like Cyclospora. If you followed Cyclospora, you know that it's transmitted through, human fecal matter. And in most cases, that contaminates surface water that then gets irrigated, onto field crops. So we're able to create an enclosed environment where those external factors don't have the ability to be introduced to the system.
Okay, so you guys are taking pretty much all the precautions or appropriate measures to prevent something like that from happening.
That's correct. We have a very strong food safety program. But we also do things like our automation minimizes human interaction with the plants. So we move the plants, we harvest the plants using technology, versus people, all in the name of creating a product that is pristine. It hasn't been touched. It hasn't been sprayed with pesticides or herbicides. And so that's what enables us to sell our lettuce ready to eat to consumers.
Well said. And so is the produce that you guys make, is it available at stores? Is this something like that folks can go out and buy? Obviously, again, folks are probably like on the weigh scale of whether or not to go, to the store and buy produce. So what's your recommendation, or, is your produce in stores or at restaurants?
Yeah, for sure. So we're sold in local stores and Food Lion and Kroger. When I'm shopping, first thing I do is look for our Bright Farms brand. You're going to know that it's greenhouse grown because that's all we do. But if it's sold in private label, under like a Nature's Promise label, look for the words greenhouse grown. That's going to let you know that it's grown in this controlled environment that's going to minimize your risk. You can also go to brightfarms.com. We have a store locator there. You can put in your zip code, and you can also learn more about greenhouse growing and the benefits.
Well said. And when we look at this outbreak, has it created any fear for you all, or kind of said like, hey, listen, do we need to do anything to kind of, obviously you said you guys had protocols in place, but has this kind of, I guess, made any fear, or has it kind of been like, hey, listen, it's just an unfortunate situation. We're going to continue to try to do the proper steps we need to do to keep ourselves safe?
Yeah, first, I feel terrible for anybody that has this. If you've been through it, it's awful. For us, our food safety program is very robust, but we're always trying to make it better. So we pay a lot of attention to things that don't necessarily impact us, because I think you can always learn from those. And so, things will come from this that we will continue to bolster and make our program better, and ultimately lead to a safer product. One thing that we're able to do is our traceability. So we grow and pack in one facility. And so if there ever is a problem, we're able to trace that product back to the leaf of where it came from. And so that enables us to very quickly get the message out to the consumers and get that product out of the market.
Well said. And what's your advice to viewers watching this right now? I know you mentioned, that certain packaging they could buy with your brand and whatnot, but let's say they go to a store where that product isn't sold. What can they still look for in the produce section to kind of get close or what close to what you guys make and grow, or what should they be looking out for, I guess, and steps to take with this outbreak right now if they are still nervous to go buy produce?
For sure. And my hope is obviously that people will continue to eat fresh fruits and vegetables. It's a very healthy option. Just look for the words greenhouse grown. It may not be our product, but if you see the words greenhouse grown, it's going to be available in every retailer. And whether it's us or it's one of our other greenhouse growers, that if it says greenhouse grown, it's grown in that controlled environment. That would be my recommendation to everyone out there, is look for those products. Those you can feel comfortable that they're going to be safe to feed your family.
Well said. And before we let you go, any other final thoughts about this whole outbreak that we're kind of dealing with?
No, my only thought is I just want to make sure, if we can get the word out to people and educate everybody that there are alternatives out there, because the tragedy to me would be that people, pull back on the amount of fresh fruits and vegetables that they're eating. To me, that's one of the biggest, the biggest things you can do for health is eat those fresh fruits and vegetables. And so I just want to help get the word out. There are alternatives out there that you can feel comfortable eating and feeding your family.
Well said. And another quick question I just thought of. I know experts, doctors have kind of said, making sure that you wash your produce when, you buy it, especially with this outbreak right now. Is that something with the greenhouse produce that you would still want to do or recommend doing, washing, even, despite this outbreak in general? Would you still need to wash it?
We sell our lettuce ready to eat, no need to wash. So I would say, do whatever you're comfortable doing. I will say it's very hard to wash lettuce, which is part of the reason we feel so strongly that it should be grown in a greenhouse, because, prevention is that most important step, because you can't necessarily be 100% sure that you're going to be able to wash a parasite like Cyclospora off of your lettuce. And so you just need to know that it's not there in the first place. But if you feel comfortable washing your produce, wash it. I don't wash it, and I feed it to my family. I feed it to my parents, and I feel perfectly comfortable doing that.
All right. Hey, I think that's well said right there. So Steve Bradley, president of Cox Farms, we appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. Very insightful information, and we certainly appreciate it.
Thank you, Matthew.